Hello everybody. Today is going to be a review of a razor that I've seen around for quite a while. It's Merkur 39C, otherwise known as the Slant. This is a classic design. It's a throwback design to the early designs of Gillette, which were two-piece essential designs where you unscrew the bottom and the top piece comes up, the bottom head remains attached. Now on the older Gillettes, this bottom piece also comes out, but this piece stays in place. So this is a classic two-piece. I've loaded up this razor with a brand new Voskhod. I don't have any difficulty lining things up. I just kind of hold the blade in and screw it down. See? This razor weighs in right at 77 grams. Relatively light. Handle is hollow, of course, to allow for the top piece to slide down. In thinking about doing a comparison of this, I've shaved with this razor all week, so I have an idea of how it performs, at least with my face. And in thinking about doing a comparison for a lot of guys out there, I thought, well, okay, I need to choose a razor that a lot of guys have. I've got a lot of vintage razors. It doesn't do any good. I've got Matador, I've got Fat Tip, modern razors. Again, not very good because not a lot of guys have them. I've got a Maggard MR6 that I put on the Matador Toro Mastiff handle, and I'm removing the bottom cap piece to get it as close a weight. Now the Maggard MR6 is designed after the DE89, the Edwin Jagger DE89, all the 89 style razors. Yeah, it's going to make it a nice short stubby, but this brings the weight down to about 90 grams, which is as close as I could get to the 76 grams of the 37C. This too has got a brand new Voskhod blade. Just gotten out of the shower, face is prepped. Put a little water on my face. I'm going to use a popular cream today. I'm not going to tell you what it is because today the cream doesn't matter. The aftershave doesn't matter. The prep matters a little bit. But how does the Slant compare head to head with other general use starter type razors? I've got a friend that's sending me a DE89 to use. Haven't gotten here yet. This razor is a loaner from Scott Pavkovich, so I didn't want to keep that forever, to let things line up. I just received in the head from Aunt Smith of the Shavecraft 101. I didn't really want to compare it to the Shavecraft 101 either. Because Shavecraft 101 is, yes, it's a popular razor, but it's not particularly a starter razor. And I didn't want to compare it to a vintage. So that left me with my Maggard, which is close that I've got. Okay, let that set for a few seconds, which is my normal routine. I tossed a coin to determine which side of the face the slant gets. Both sides of my faces have unique properties. The left side of my neck, down here, I have difficulty getting a close shave because just the angle. Doing it left-handed, doing it right-handed, just getting the angle right and consistent, because my growth goes this way, inward. So to go against the grain, I have to go up and at an angle. I've got a spot on the right side of my face that is a curly Q. It is invariably difficult to shave and get baby butt smooth. And then I have a patch underneath here, which is very, very tough whiskers that kind of grow this way and down a little bit. That's probably one of the most difficult places, and it's on both sides of my face. So, flipped the coin. The 37C got the right side of my face, the curly Q. And the DE89 clone, the Maggard MR6, got the left side. So, all ready, all prepped, here we go. One of the first things I've noticed about the slant I've got over 2 days of growth. So it's got plenty of growth to work on. But one of the first things I noticed about the slant is that it's a very smooth shaver. It is a smooth shaver. Not unlike the Maggard MR6. And a lot of other razors. First pass. Pretty close. Pretty even, not much difference either direction. Next pass will be across the grain, which for me is straight up. Now, when we get to across the grain and against the grain with the MR6, with the 37C, the one thing I notice is a little bit more tugginess regardless of the blade. There's a little bit more resistance. In that category. Second pass. Pretty equal all the way around. Here we go. Across the grain for me is up at an angle. But also down here at this particular spot, I've always found that going like this helps. I'm trying not to do a lot of clean up little passes and things. The razor blade I chose was Voskhod because the Voskhod was the one that I'd found with the 37C, gave me the best shave. So a little bit of cleanup, warm water. And I'm going to use a little bit of witch hazel with lemon essential oils. No perceptible sting, really. I guess I could use the alum block. We can do that to see what we get. There's some sting down here on the neck, along the chin, for both, a little bit of sting. So now cold water. A little bit of dry off. And what do we got? Pretty close all the way around. It's not too bad, not totally completely baby butt smooth, but it's pretty kind of big and close. Both here on the left side and here in my usual spot and across here. Either direction. So, what's that tell me? It tells me marketing, perception, hype determines the difference between a standard DE89 type of razor and a slant razor. The slant doesn't give you anything different. It may be a little bit smoother in some ways, but in other ways I found it to be a little bit tuggier just because of the slant. Going across and against the grain, it can at times be tuggier than a regular DE style razor. Is it a razor for an advanced user versus a beginning user? No. A beginning user could pick up the slant and do just as well as with a DE89. There's nothing to fear from it. It's not going to be a monster. It's not going to cut you up because it's on a slant. It holds a razor just like any other razor. It doesn't require any additional skill. Doesn't require any super unique technique to razor. It's styled differently. It's manufactured a little bit differently. It's got a little bit different design and attack in how it removes the whiskers. But does it do it any more efficiently than a regular DE style razor? No. If it does, it's probably in your head. I call them the way I see them. If you are bought and sold on a 37C or any of the other slants because you think the slant gives you a different type of shave, then your mileage may vary and it just may be so for you. For me, it's a razor. Would I buy one? Probably not. Maybe just to have one, to say I have one, to use one. But in shaving with it an entire week, varying different growths, this was almost 3 days of growth, fairly heavy beard. It acted no differently than what it did whenever I was shaving with it every day. It's a nice razor. I love the design of the razor. I love the two-piece design razor. I wish more razors were designed like that. Probably from just that sheer standpoint, I might want to buy this razor because it's different than the other types of Merkur razors in the two-piece style, which I like. So from that standpoint, it gives a plus, and I might just buy it. But for its shaving properties and its uniqueness from other styles and performance of other types of razors, your preparation, your technique, your muscle memory is what makes the difference of the shave, not the razor. Sorry to pop some of you guys' bubble. But when you whine and moan and groan and complain about the difference between this razor doing such a fantastic, wonderful job and this razor not, truth be known, it's your technique that's different. It's the way you're thinking about it that's different. It's the fact that you paid 3 times more for one razor than another razor that's made the difference. Sorry to pop your bubble. You may not like it. You may dislike this video because I've said it. I don't care about all that. I'm going to call it the way I see it. And the Merkur 37C Slant is a good razor. It's a nice razor. It's an enjoyable razor. It's a unique design razor in the whole scope of designs of razors these days. If you want to buy it because of its uniqueness, of its design, of its aesthetic value, I say buy it. If you want to buy it because it's going to give you a better shave than all the other razors that are out there, wouldn't waste your money. If you're one of these guys that's chasing around trying to find that razor that works for you, you'd be better off spending your time working on your technique. Simple way I see it. So, that's my assessment of the Merkur 37C HD razor. Until next time, have some good shaves. Try and be happy. Definitely be safe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.